106.3 The River. Joining us right now is the head coach for the Indian Creek Redskins, Andrew Connor. And, Coach, it was a long time ago when you and I sat down for the first time. How many years ago was that now?
This will be my 16th year at Indian Creek, so it was back in 2003 we sat down.
16 years in 2003. Did you think the longevity would be there?
I'm going to be honest with you, probably not. The superintendent hired me, Gene Watkins, always teases me that the average length of time in Wintersville was 4 years for a head football coach. So I've, 4 times that amount at this point. But it's been a great ride for all 16 years.
Well, I've told you, and you know this, when you took over the Indian Creek football program, I mean, it was there. But the spirit around the program, I think, had dissipated a little bit, and I think you did a great job of getting that back. Some of the things that you did to do that.
Well, I mean, first and foremost, I got lucky. I've had great kids for 16 years. I mean, it starts with that. If you don't have great kids, no matter what you do, it's not going to work. We instituted things like Midnight Madness way back when, first day hitting, we did it the night before. We've instituted the fact you got to wear red, gold, white, or gray. We've instituted the fact that we play for the IC. We put all the kids' names up on the wall that have played, from 1993 on. Just the idea that you're carrying on for the group that was in front of you. I think it's very important that you realize you're not just playing for yourself. You're not playing just for your family. You're actually playing for Indian Creek High School. And I think that's been the biggest thing we've tried to stress since I've been head football coach.
And Indian Creek, it is like a family out there. I've been a part of it. I've seen it. What do you credit that to?
I just think it's the idea that we're all on the same page now. I think it's important that your parents, the players, and most importantly, the community all get along and realize that, you're playing for the red and gold on Friday. And I think, the idea of us going down after we win games at home or on away, we go down and celebrate with the band, says that we're all together. Everything we do on Friday night is about us as a school district, not just football or the band or the cheerleaders. It's all of us together, and I think it's been a very important part to get us over the hump when it comes to family atmosphere.
Every school, every team has a tradition. The kids here at Harding Stadium coming up the steps. You've done that at Indian Creek. It's walking across that parking lot. How's that feel on a Friday night?
There's just something, that's, you can ask every kid who's done it. When you hear that, those cleats hitting the ground as we walk across there and we do our chant going across, it's something special. I mean, when you come through the tunnel and you look up there and the home side is ready to go and the band's out there, all 170 kids, and we're going to get ready to run through the tunnel. That's just a special part of being at Indian Creek. And I think each kid that's played there has kind of, embraced that and realized that is something that we pass down from team to team.
Yeah, I think it's a lot easier on a program, and especially the kids, when they're used to the coach. The coach is there. He's been there a long time. You and your staff have been there a long time. Talk about the advantages of being an experienced coach in the same place for a long time.
Well, the one disadvantage I found out was I went in and our 7th grade lived with us, and a couple of the 7th graders had told me that I coached their dad. So that part of it kind of backtracked me a little bit. But just having the same staff, and I have what I think is the best staff in the world. They're loyal, they work hard, and they've made all the strides that we've made as a program because of them and their hard work. But I think, the kids are just used to the things we do. They're used to, the summer schedule. They're used to our off season. They're just used to playing for me and the way I do things. I don't change very much over the time I've been the head football coach. And I think whenever you get continuity, that breathes life into a program. You kind of get used to what the goals are. And, we've been fortunate now. We've had 9 straight winning seasons. And I think the kids realize that's part of what they do at Indian Creek. That's what we established at the beginning of the year. Our goal is to have a winning season, to try to go undefeated, make the state playoff, try to win a state championship. And that's something that I think the kids have embraced.
Anybody new on the staff this year?
No. We lost Sean Grinch, our defensive coordinator, went back to Shady Side. I did elevate one football coach who was a junior high coach for me, played quarterback for me. David Kemp will move up. Matt Shreve will call the defenses this year for us, and Joe Hammock is still our offensive coordinator, and he's been there the longest with me so far.
Obviously, when you took over, you like to ground and pound, run the game or run the ball. Last year, all of a sudden, the number 16 shows up. Maybe he's been there a couple of years. Kind of changed your whole offense. I mean, Air Andrew, we talked about that a lot. I'm assuming we're going to see that again this year.
We are. We're going to throw it all over the place. Brennan had a breakout season his junior year, threw for over 2,000 yards. I think he gives us the ability now to be a little bit more balanced when we come to offense. We still ran the ball last year, but we weren't dependent on it. We threw on downs where, typically for Indian Creek, we'd have ran the ball. And so, again, it gives us a different dimension. Coach Hammock's done a good job of balancing out with our run game, and we're expecting Brennan to have the same type of season or bigger season he had a year ago.
How about defensively? What can we expect from that side of the ball?
Well, I mean, it'll be a little bit new with Coach Shreve taking over. We're still going to stay basically in our 4-3 defense. Last year we used a little odd man front, 3-man front, but we're going to try to do the same things we've always done at Indian Creek. We rely on our linebacking core. We've been blessed over the years to have some really great linebackers play for Indian Creek, and our goal is going to be to get to the ball, surround the ball, play with a lot of enthusiasm, and make sure that the other team knows they played us on Saturday morning.
Coach, you always, year in and year out since you've taken over, play a very competitive schedule. I'm assuming this year is the same thing.
Yeah, we have a nice, road trip for our fans. We're going to go out and play at Mount Union against Alliance. They're a D3 school. We still play Crestview, which had made the playoffs like 15 straight years. They're a D5 program we picked up. And then we're in the Buckeye 8, which we think is a very good league. And we still have out-of-conference games with Brook, which is a long-standing rivalry. We play Cambridge, which we think has been a good rivalry for us over the time period. So, we feel like the schedule's challenging, but, we're ready to, take that challenge on as we progress through the season.
Let's talk a little bit about the Buckeye 8. I mean, you guys just beat the daylights out of each other. I mean, that is a physical league.
It is, and what you've done is you've combined a lot of schools that played prior to the Buckeye 8. And so, basically we have it split between the Buckeye North and the Buckeye South. And, when you look at our rivalries with Edison and Buckeye and, Harrison and East Liverpool and then Beaver Local, I mean, these are schools that are close to us. They're the same size of us. You play St. Clairsville year in and year out. So these are schools that we're used to playing, and I think it gives you something where, over time, those kids get used to playing that, whether it's in junior high to high school, and then you build up some nice rivalries. And basically what it does is, you can't really feel sorry for yourself if you lose a game the week before, and you can't really be too jubilant the following week because you're getting ready to play somebody else who's ready to play you. So I think it's been a good addition to our schedule to play in the league. And again, I think it makes, for an exciting schedule for our fans especially.
I know that you're big on senior leadership at Indian Creek since you have taken over. You had a good bunch last year. Talk about this year's kids.
I've been very fortunate. The seniors we have this year have done a really good job in the offseason. And I think that's where your season's built. You need to have a good offseason. You need to be in the weight room. You need to have the kids coming there, not because of the job, because they want to be there. And I think our seniors throughout have done a really good job of, leading by example. I think they've done that by, just trying to emphasize to the kids that, if you want to be very good, there are certain things you have to do that. And I think they've led by example in doing that, being on time, staying extra, helping the younger kids in the weight room. All the things you're supposed to do, be good leaders. They've accomplished that in the offseason.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. And you tell the two hardest working guys in Jefferson County, your athletic directors, that I said hi.
I will definitely tell them that. Thank you very much,
Thanks,
Jerry.
Coach.
Thank you.